and I am Saint Germain, and I come to be with you at this time in, as always, these times of great change, and how you are on the cusp of even more major changes now, as everything more and more is coming together. All of those things that you have been hearing about for some time now are beginning to coalesce right now in these moments. And those dominoes that you have heard of that will begin to fall, they are indeed in the process of doing so now. And even those forces of darkness continue to try to hold off the evolution of man. They can no longer do so. Try they will. But it is all happening for naught for them. Even though it appears still, as you look at your world and your changing world now, depending on how you look at it, you can find the darkness or you can find the light. It is all up to you and to your way of looking at things. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. That is indeed a mantra that you want to utilize as much as you can in your everyday lives. Because indeed you are changing everything in front of you now. You, as the collective you, are bringing about great and miraculous changes. And you are doing it with your will, with your free will. And that is important in these times, that you have free will. No one can control you unless you allow them to control you. And even though those forces of darkness continue to attempt to hold control over the population is beginning to realize that more and more. And no, they do not want to be controlled. And yes, of course, there are those that will still allow themselves to be controlled because they know no different. They only know what they have known and what they have been taught for so long. And anybody that attempts to break their understanding and their knowing, they are not ready for. And you have witnessed this many times. You have experienced this many times as you attempt to awaken those of your friends and your relatives, your family. But as you are finding out more and more, you cannot awaken those who are not ready to be awakened. And that is the way. That is the way. But all you can do is show the way yourselves. Show by what you do, the experiences that you show before you. That is the only way now. Do not attempt to sway others until they are ready to open up to what you have to bring. But when they are open, do not hesitate to be who you are. That is important in these times. Always be who you are. Be the awakened ones. And you will find as you continue to move through this transition that they will more and more, those that are in the awakening stages will seek you out. Again, you as the collective you of the light working community, they will seek you out. I am Saint Germain, and I leave you now in peace and love and oneness, and always that the violet flame is there to purge out all of the old programming that is no longer needed, the old memories that are no longer wanted. Just let it all go. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om. Om. Greetings to you. One of you serves here, and we believe Shoshana is here. Is she not?
We are here.
Very good. And we are ready for your questions if you have them. We do not have a special message here at this time. Do you have questions?
Yes,
I have a
this is
two-part.
Linda.
Oh, you go first.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I have a question about the water. And for months there has been a receding of the water in many rivers all over the planet. And they are now being replaced by many heavy rains in California and in other places around the world. And I believe the weather machine is being used to control the typhoon winds in the southern oceans. But is the water that was disappearing in lakes and rivers and things like that, is that being brought to inner earth to be cleansed, or is that being shifted to other areas because the earth perhaps has tilted on its axis? If you could clear that up for me, please. Thank you.
What we can tell you is that everything that is happening, whether it is from the dark side or the light side, or simply Gaia herself cleansing herself, all of this is happening exactly as it needs to. It is not something to be concerned about. If lakes dry up, that is okay. If they refill, that is the way it needs to be. It is not something for you to be concerned about at this point. But just be aware that yes, indeed, there are those forces of darkness that still attempt to manipulate the weather. They still are able to do that to a point here. And they utilize this as another part of their plan, their game plan. They're always the same game plan over and over and over. And those of the forces of light, your alliance, your white hats as you call them, they are very much aware of this. As someone earlier said, a mirroring effect earlier. And there is indeed this. Whatever the dark side does, the white side or the light side mirrors that and is ready to counteract whatever they do. And that is what you are seeing. One side plays their game and the other side responds to their play, you see. That is how it continues on. And Shoshana, do you have something you would add here?
Excuse me. We will share here our perspective. May we share?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Dear sister, the planet which you live on is a great ecological system, and it prevails. But it does not prevail in your time. It prevails in its time. It takes its time to restore itself, regardless of what man would like to have, you see. So the dominant force here is not a weather system, is not Middle Earth, Inner Earth, is not those things, unless they are called by the planet itself to assist, which is rare. The planet prevails, and it restores itself as time goes on to its original state, and ultimately will be the new Earth. Namaste.
Very good. Would there be other questions here?
Yes, this is Lorelei.
Yes.
All right, so I wanted to ask you, it's a little bit of a two-parter here. I had many times heard many years ago the concept of song lines in a Native American sense, you know, in songs and whatever. And I've recently begun to think that, and I never knew what that was, but I've recently begun to think that maybe the song lines are actually referring to the energetic grid system, so to speak. In other words, like sound is, song is sound, which is frequency, which is the lines of frequency through the earth. So I was curious if that has any truth to it. And in addition, I had a little experience in my, quiet time of traveling around that we were actually inputting into the earth itself the beautiful songs and music of all different kinds that we've created, or from the universe and the galaxy and whatever else. We were inputting it into the earth so that literally when we walk on the new earth, there will be this music that comes up at any given place, or we can change the channel to whatever we want to hear that is of a high vibration or frequency. So I was wondering if that is also along the lines of it.
Yes, please do, yes.
We wish to share on this our perspective, dear sister. May we share?
Yes, please.
Dear sister, those that were part of the Native American culture, they knew everything. They were in synchronicity with the land. They were in synchronicity with the heart of the planet. And they were those that lived in harmony with the planet. Their sounds that were made, of which you resonate, were vibrationally attuning to nature and what they needed at the time that they made those sounds. If they needed to defeat an enemy of their culture, of the planet, which there were many, they would emit a sound that would create courage and bravery among those warriors. If they needed healing, they would emit a sound of healing. They knew much about vibratory sounds that would change the way in which they lived as more harmonious, you see. So you are correct in that. And as far as your question regarding the new earth and implanting the new earth or the earth with song, that is not quite what it is. What will happen, dear sister, is that your hearing will expand. The sounds will expand. As the earth is singing as we speak, the trees are singing as we speak. Nature has beautiful harmonious sounds that it emits continuously. We just cannot hear it, you see. So as the human evolves into a fifth dimensional consciousness, the idea of sound and what is allowed to be heard will expand exponentially, and you will hear the trees, and you will hear the tongues, and you will hear the dolphins, and you will hear those sounds, and you will be able to respond in kind. Namaste.
Wow. Thank you. So beautiful.
And we add here that those of the Native Americans were originally those of the Lemurians, and they were at that time at a higher vibrational frequency, what you would consider the fifth dimensional frequency. And that was carried on from them into the culture of those Native Americans, yes, who, as Shoshana has aptly given here, they were very much in tune and did know things that their predecessors were very much aware of, and it carried on from there. So, and now it is a return. You are returning from where you came from. And we speak again here of the Lemurians and how many of you were a part of that experience at that time. And now you are returning to that, returning to a higher vibrational frequency of the fifth dimension. And as Shoshana has given, being able to hear what you have not been able to hear up to this point.
So wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes. Would there be any other further questions here?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
I had asked a friend to do help with some healing on somebody I know who was in the hospital, and she did, and she felt that he needed some energy balls of like, happiness, among other things. And as she was doing this, her heart skipped a beat, and that was pretty rare for her, and she didn't understand why. We were both wondering what the significance of her heart skipping a beat when she was sending healing energies was.
We'll tell you that it is all about vibration. And as you are working with vibration, it is different for your central nervous system, your heart, and this type of thing. Actually, we will just say, knowing when this happens, it is a knowing that it is real, it is true, and you feel that truth within you. That is what we would say. Shoshana, do you have
Oh, we will
something
share
to add
here.
there?
Maybe share, dear sister.
Yes, please.
In your language, in your common phrases, there is a phrase called "my heart skipped a beat." And when that phrase is given by the individual that feels something, it is always love. Love makes your heart skip a beat. The emotional high of feeling the truth, feeling the magnificence of your being allows you to know that you are skipping a beat. So when that occurs, it is an indication that you are fully giving all your love that you can possibly give. Namaste.
There you go. Would there be any
Namaste. Thank you.
further
That's
questions
wonderful.
there? Anything further?
Well, if no one else is going to step up, I'll give it one more shot. I have another question. Would that be okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. So we have heard this concept of we each have our own soul, or we each have just one soul. I think we heard that on a call once. But then also there's this whole concept of our soul is expanding from our learning in multiple experiences of life. So how do we juxtapose those two? Because that would seem to indicate that the soul is not just one per person, but that there's some greater soul or some soul that is expanding and learning through multiple individuals who might come here and live. So can you give us some more understanding of that?
We will tell you that certainly you have a soul, and it is the one soul. It is the one that began everything. And we take this all the way back to the Creator soul, that which began life itself and divided from itself into more souls, if you will. And those souls, those early souls, put down a lower vibrational frequency of itself to begin to experience life, experience something beyond itself, you see. And then the learning experience began. And then down from that one to another one to another one until you find yourself, your personality that you are, which is all the one soul. It is all one soul that began with that original soul or that original source of creation. You see, it is a very complicated understanding for especially those at the third dimensional experience level to be able to grasp that it all could begin with one and expand out to the many, but the many all being the one as well at the same time. Very difficult concept. But we think that you are beginning to grasp at some levels here. Perhaps Shoshana can shed more light on this for you.
We will attempt to share here. May we share our perspective, dear sister?
Yes, please.
The idea of living a single life at a time is what most cultures have been told, that you live one lifetime at a time. And that is not correct. The soul can and does put down multiple incarnations at once if it chooses. This does not mean that there is more than one soul. The soul is simply looking to expand its knowledge, perhaps exponentially over 10 lives or 20 lives or whatever it may be. And that is why some people say, oh, I saw my twin today, or oh, that is my doppelganger, or all these memes that have occurred in your culture that somehow you are a multiple being without actually saying you are a multiple being. So there is one soul per consciousness, we will say, and the consciousness of that soul can be spread among multiple incarnations. Namaste.
Great, thank you. That really clears up a lot. Thank you, both of you.
Yes.
Are there any further questions before we release channel? Then we are done for the time. Shoshana, do you have parting message?
We do not.
Very good. Then we simply say, as Saint Germain said, be yourself. In every given situation that you find yourself in, just simply be who you are. And do not attempt to fall back to who you are not. Shanti, peace be with you. Be the one.
This call is being recorded.
Now remaining in your tube of protective white light and with the violet flame completely surrounding you, just focus now for a few moments on your breathing and take several deep breaths, breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth in a rhythmic and gentle fashion. Just focus on relaxing and letting go, becoming more and more centered within yourself as you let your breath take you deeper within you. Take a deep breath now, breathing in the light, and exhale out any tension, stress, negativity of any kind. Let that go out with the exhalation of your breath. And take another deep breath, breathing in the light, holding it, and exhale out any darkness. Again, breathe in the light, and exhale out the darkness. Now put your attention in your etheric body and your chakra centers, and see all of your chakra centers in complete alignment up along your spinal cord, starting from your Earth Star chakra just below your feet and all the way up through the chakras till you get to your Soul Star chakra just above your head. So 9 chakra centers now that have become reactivated within you. 9 plus actually the high heart center as well. And starting from the bottom up, focus on your Earth Star chakra and that deep earth brown color within the chakra and the vibration within that chakra that connects you to the earth, connects you to Gaia herself. And feel that connection coming up from Gaia into your feet now. Feel it moving up and then moving up into the base of your spine to the root chakra. See that as a beautiful ruby red color. And then moving up to the sacral chakra, orange. To the solar plexus area, yellow. To the heart center, deep blue-green. And the high heart center, which has become reactivated, magenta. Then to the throat area, sky blue to the third eye center in the middle of the forehead, purple or indigo, to the crown chakra at the top of your head, gold or violet or silver, and then the soul star chakra approximately a foot above your head, pure brilliant white. Now, as you focus on each of those chakra centers and the alignment of those centers and the intensity of the colors within each, and know always as you increase the intensity of the color, you're increasing the vibration within each of those. The vibrational frequency raises. And when you raise the vibrational frequency of all of the chakra centers, you are raising your entire vibration in your physical body, your etheric body, and your astral body. Just feel that vibration increasing within you as you bring all of the chakra centers together now. All of the chakras into one, forming into one, into the soul star chakra. And your soul star chakra now becoming your light body, your vehicle of travel, if you will. And you, in your conscious knowing self, step into that vehicle of a travel or into that light body and feel it all around you, this brilliant white light now, intense white light all around you as you begin to rise up in your light body, and feel the vibration all around you as well, and the vibration within you, and continue to rise up through the roof of the building wherever you are, or if you're in nature, up into the sky. Just rise up higher and higher, leaving your physical form behind. And always get that sense of that physical form being both attached to you as well as unattached. You are not your physical form. So just leave that behind you, sitting or laying down there, as you rise up higher and higher till you pass the Earth's atmosphere and become aware of all of the planets of the solar system, the ships that are out here, and all of the higher vibration that is associated with all of the higher consciousness that is out here as well. And you can become connected, or you are connected to that higher consciousness and those higher vibrations, to the vibrations of the ships themselves, the ships that are conscious within themselves. And feel the vibration. And as you look back down, see the violet flame that was all around your physical body. Now see it expanding and growing past your body, surrounding whatever area you were in, a building or the area, and just continuing to expand and expand until it's expanded around the entire planet. The violet flame surrounding the planet, surrounding Gaia herself. And Gaia herself now being at a higher vibrational frequency. See that higher vibrational frequency. See the electrical energy that is moving throughout the crystalline and Christ consciousness grid around the planet, connecting all those sacred spots, those sacred places across the planet. All the vibrational frequency centers around the planet. And all connecting as one together. And the violet flame surrounding all of this. And know that the violet flame purges out all of the old the old ways, the old programming, the old matrix illusionary experience, just purges it out as if a flame purges out the old undergrowth that is no longer needed, the old programming, the old ways. All of that now purged out with this flame. And see, as it purges it out, see it all rising up as smoke, rising up from the flame and being dispersed into the atmosphere. Light returning to earth everywhere. Light coming down, see light coming down from the heavens through our solar sun, and the light shooting down to the planet. Waves of light, waves of higher energy, higher vibrational frequency, raising the vibrational frequency across the planet. And the planet herself becoming a higher vibrational planet. And all of the life forms on the planet rising with this vibration. And those that cannot rise with the vibration will be left behind within the vibration. Now see across the planet in all of the various places, such as your large banks, wherever money, financial situations happen. See it all happening with light surrounding the banks, surrounding the financial institutions everywhere. Light replacing darkness. And a new system, a new financial system coming into the picture, which you have called as the quantum financial system. See that overtaking the old system, the new moving in place of the old. Just see that happening and see what happens as a result of that. As you, right now, in your creation, are creating the future. You are creating the future that you want to have. So see what happens as a result of that. See how life transforms within the transition. And how people everywhere are coming together more and more. No longer separated, but coming together, families, friends, acquaintances, all coming together as one. Unity of consciousness. And you can expand it even further. Expand into the future, where you see the millions of ships begin to show themselves more and more, showing themselves in the sky. People looking up, seeing the ships, just as you now look up and see your planes. You look up and see the many ships that are now hovering above you, but becoming decloaked. And what was always there, you can now see. And know that any time that you want to, you can utilize this meditation to create the lives you want. For it is always about creating your own reality, no longer the reality creating you. Now, if you would, begin to find your way back to your physical body from wherever you were. Just come back gently into your body, your astral and etheric body, just simply and gently coming back into your physical form. And feel the higher vibration coming into your body and your physical body vibrating from this higher vibration. And all meridians in your body, all of those pathways in your body, the electrical pathways, allowing energy to flow freely through your body. And see the light and the electromagnetic energy just simply moving through all areas of your body. And come back now into a complete state of consciousness and circulation, fully revitalized and refreshed.